social listening can help support the creation, the redefining, the constant measurement and improving of your employer value proposition. We all know what it is. It's the culmination of your culture, values, and offerings as experienced by your employees. And the EVP is the unique value prop that you take to the market, to your candidates, of really the promise of what they can expect from you as an employer, and what you expect of them in return. So I think social listening can help us develop those kinds of questions that define what we're listening for. We're listening, when we use social listening for EVP development, we're listening to develop content themes and communicate why our target audiences should consider a career here. So these are some of the questions that we would ask, and we have asked. And I think just a unique example of how Meta has leveraged social listening for EVP. When we started to do focus groups analysis, when we started to look at some of the positive and highest rated employer attributes on Glassdoor, we realized that compensation and benefits was high on the list. But there was this, in the past, this old view that, we don't necessarily want to talk about compensation and lead with that as a differentiating factor, because that's not why we want people to come work at Meta, for compensation. We want them to be aligned with the future focused mission. I don't think any of us want anyone to, sign on to the company just for compensation. It's an important factor, but through social listening, we started to see that compensation, it was talked about, especially across our engineering populations. It was seen as a defining and differentiating factor. So with our new EVP that's launching in a few months, we are no longer backing off of talking about or highlighting compensation as a key attribute. So I just wanted to share that example is as you listen socially to what your what your employee populations and what your candidates are, reacting to, you may consider, bringing in new themes, same way we have with compensation. We're going to start talking about it a bit more in our branding work. And I just thought that was a pretty cool example of how we're leveraging social listening really to just redefine the messages we take into market. All right. We talked about key employer attributes. I think company sentiment is another thing that sort of bolsters this stage 2 of the EVP. Is with social listening, you're allowed to track sentiment of these key attributes over time to identify how the experience should be presented in your messaging. Compensation may be important today, but I know we're now seeing things like flexibility, the ability to innovate and work on technology that does not exist, work flexibility, career opportunities. If we have our pulse on social listening, and we're identifying what those key themes are that constantly, they do change, we're able to really evolve our EVP messaging to be more in the moment. And like I said earlier, I just don't think as teams we should be doing like a huge EVP refresh once every 4 years. I think those days are over, and through some of this social listening technology, we can really optimize and change in real time.